Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to my channel. In this training video, I'm going to talk about the current state and the future of the US unemployment benefit system, and I'm going to answer the question, has the US unemployment benefit system failed us at this time of crisis? I'm going to cover three things in this training video. The first is the history of the unemployment benefit system. The second is the current status of the US unemployment benefit system. And number three, I'm going to talk about the future of this unemployment benefit system and whether it can really give us what we need it to give us at this time of crisis. So let's get started with the history of the unemployment benefit system in our country. Now, after the Great Depression of the 1930s, that's when the US unemployment benefit system was first established. The idea was to offer some sort of a safety net to individuals who were unemployed. Now, the idea was never to replace all the wages of an individual. The whole idea was to provide some basic income for individuals who had lost their jobs through no fault of their own. So the idea was to replace anywhere between 40 to about 50% of an individual's income, and there was wide discretion given to states about what was the minimum unemployment benefit, the maximum unemployment benefit, who was eligible, how long the benefits would last, and so on. Now, there are some states that provide as much as 26 weeks of unemployment benefits, and there are other states that provide only 12 weeks of unemployment benefits. This was the intention, this was the structure of the unemployment benefit system when it was established back in the 1930s. Now, I've done many training videos on my channel about unemployment benefits, and I would encourage you to click on the unemployment benefits playlist in our channel. I've done many videos on the current status of the unemployment benefits, the fact that with the $600 federal booster, a lot of individuals are now making more money than they made on their normal salaries, and this particularly applies to low wage earners. And I've also covered how to get unemployment benefits, how to get in touch with the state agency, what is the paperwork that you need to have handy, all documentation that you need to have, and best strategies to get your unemployment benefits as quickly as possible. So definitely make sure you check out the playlist on the channel. Now, before I go further, let me remind you, if you're not an existing subscriber yet, please click the subscribe button below. Please smash the notification button so you can get an instant update for future videos that I release pertaining to unemployment and other matters that affect your financial health. And also, please click the like button. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. I would really appreciate it if you can just take a second of your time to do that. Now, let's get into the current state of unemployment benefits in our country. You'll see a chart on your screen which shows that the jobless claims since early March have topped 36 million. Just take a look at that chart and you'll get a sense of the massive volume of jobless claims that have been filed across the country. In fact, the headline of this article reads, "Study finds 44% of US unemployment applicants have been denied or are still waiting." So more than half the states, according to some estimates, haven't processed even half of the unemployment applications because states are completely backlogged. In fact, according to One Fair Wage, which is a non-profit organization that advocates for restaurant workers, they said, and we know the situation is even worse for low-wage and tipped service workers who have earned a sub-minimum wage and in some cases cash tips. These workers are often being told they didn't earn enough to qualify for unemployment, even when they've worked full-time, and they're rejected at higher rates. So clearly, there's a problem with our unemployment benefits system, and in many cases, the individuals who need it the most are not getting unemployment benefits. Now, to be fair, the federal government has introduced a $600 federal booster, and again, I did cover that in other training videos. And with the $600 federal booster and with the extension of unemployment benefits for up to 39 weeks, we are seeing more and more individuals start to get more money. However, there are a lot of individuals who are still waiting. And the way our system is that any benefit system involving low wage earners and middle income earners is usually underfunded and is usually neglected, and it usually cracks under pressure, which is exactly what's happening right now. Now, there are two sides of this equation. On the one hand, and this is an article that you'll see on your screen from Market Watch, a staggering number of laid-off workers are receiving more money in unemployment benefits than they did from their job. So this is one side of the equation. The other side of the equation, which is some data from the Economic Policy Institute, which I'll be getting into, reveals that a lot of individuals who tried to get unemployment benefits are simply not getting those benefits. Before I get into that, this entire issue is becoming a pretty hot button topic between Democrats and Republicans. On the one hand, the Democrats want to extend the unemployment benefits, want to make the unemployment benefits and the $600 federal booster specifically, which is scheduled to end on the 31st of July, they want that extended all the way through January of next year. But on the other hand, Republicans want to wait and see, and they want to wait and see how the existing economic stimulus sort of propagates through the system, how states reopen, and they want to be fiscally a lot more prudent, whereas Democrats want to be able to expand the benefits significantly. So again, that clash of ideologies between the red and the blue is what's causing a gridlock, if you will, which is preventing further talks and further stimulus checks from going out. As I've said in my previous training videos, for me, it's not about the red or the blue, it's about the red, white, and blue. And I want what's best for all my viewers. And I do believe that the unemployment benefit system needs to be completely revamped. Speaking of revamping, let's get into some data that shows you the extent of the pressure on the unemployment benefit system right now. According to an article on the Economic Policy Institute's website entitled Unemployment Filing Failures, for every 10 people who said that they successfully filed for unemployment, 3 to 4 additional people tried to apply but could not get through the system to make a claim. So again, for every 10 people who filed, 3 or 4 people were simply unable to. And on top of that, 2 additional people simply didn't apply because they felt it was very difficult to do so. Across the country, all the states have outdated websites. Some states' websites are better than others, but states have outdated websites. If you're one of my viewers, maybe you're in California, you're in Florida, you're in New York, you know about the website issues that you're running into with those states. You know that when you call, nobody answers. Some of my subscribers have said that they've made hundreds. Some have even made close to 1,000 calls and sent 1,000 emails just to get some sort of a response. It's been several weeks and they haven't heard back. In fact, Google did a survey of almost 25,000 people, and you can find that survey on this article, and I will link to that article in the description below. In Google survey, they asked the question, did you apply for unemployment benefits in the last 4 weeks? 9.4% of people said that they applied successfully. 3.4% said that they tried but could not get through. 1.6% said that they tried but their application was rejected. And 1.9% said that they simply didn't apply because it was too difficult. And here's another chart that shows you some of the numbers I talked about earlier. For every 10 people that successfully applied for unemployment insurance benefits, there were at least 3 more people, in fact almost 4 people who tried but couldn't get through. You can see here where it says, I tried but I could not get through, 3.7. I tried but my application was rejected, 1.7. And I did not apply because it was too difficult, that's 2. So again, for every 10 people, which is the top portion of the chart that you see, that did apply successfully, there were 2 people who simply didn't apply because it was too difficult. All this is data from the Economic Policy Institute. Now here's an article from the Century Foundation that shows that new data shows unemployment programs are indeed delivering aid but struggling with record demand. Now on your screen, here's a chart that's current through March 2020. Now April and May data is yet to be made available. So out of the 12 million individuals who had filed for unemployment benefits, 1.7 million individuals actually received unemployment benefits, which is about 14% of the individuals who actually filed for claims. That shows you that the systems nationwide across all the states in the country are severely backlogged. Now some states are doing better than others, but again, think about that. If 1.7 million individuals get unemployment benefits and 12 million individuals applied, that's 14% of the individuals who applied actually receiving the unemployment benefits that they should be getting. Now here's another chart that shows you the variation between different states, because different states have different processing challenges. In fact, the ability of different states to pay out unemployment benefits varies significantly. Take a look at this chart on your screen, and right at the top of the chart you see Rhode Island. Rhode Island had just 60,000 individuals filing unemployment benefits, which probably is why the numbers are skewed in their favor. 30,000 individuals did start getting paid unemployment benefits claims, which means that 51% of the claims that were submitted did get processed. That's why the numbers for Rhode Island look pretty good. Let's take a look at some of the states with larger challenges. Let's take a look at New York, for example. So if you look at New York, over 600,000 individuals filed claims, 663,000 to be exact, and 226,000 out of the 663,000 who filed did get paid unemployment benefits. That's a ratio of 34% in the state of New York. In New Jersey, that ratio is 20%. In California, that ratio is 13%, which is still very, very, very low considering the number of individuals that have actually filed for unemployment in the state of California. And Florida is close to the bottom of the pile. In Florida, just about 2.5% of the individuals who file for unemployment benefits have received unemployment benefits. So Florida is lagging way behind because Florida has had a lot of problems with their benefit website and also with their phone lines and them being understaffed. So this in a nutshell is the state of the unemployment benefit system in our country. Now, what does the future hold? What do I think is going to happen in the future and what needs to happen? Before I get into that, one more time, if you are an existing subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. If you're not yet, please click the subscribe button below. Please enable notifications so you can get an instant update whenever I release an important video like this. Also, please click the like button because that really helps out the YouTube algorithm and I would really, really appreciate that. I also recommend that you check out the playlist on unemployment benefits because I've done many other videos on how the unemployment benefits are structured in your state, how you can apply, how you can get approved, what's the documentation you need to have. So make sure you check out all the videos in the unemployment benefits playlist. Now, what does the future hold? Now, there is a best case scenario and a worst case scenario, and since you're my subscriber, I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm not going to hold anything back. The best case scenario is that there is a re-engineering of the unemployment benefits system. There's improved software, there's more staff that's allocated by individual states. Overall, the mechanism improves so that whenever unemployment benefits have to be provided in the future, they're done quickly and efficiently, getting money into the hands of the people that need it the most, because this money that gets into the hands of everyday citizens allows more spending, allows rejuvenation of local economies, which is essential for us to avoid a recession. That is the best case scenario. The worst case scenario, unfortunately, is that all of this needs money. If states run out of money, because remember, states collect fund by way of the taxes they charge, and they have their means of collecting funds, and they are now not collecting funds. If states are unable to pay out those benefits because they simply ran out of money, they are going to need aid from the federal government. So the states actually will need to take loans from the federal government. A lot of states actually all over the country have taken loans from the federal government. So this is not a new phenomenon. The problem, unfortunately, is if states run out of money, they may have to start cutting back on local resources. They may have to start cutting back on unemployment benefits. There could be a deterioration in public schools. There could be essentially a degradation in the state's responsibilities and in its capabilities to fulfill its obligations for its citizens. I'm hopeful that that's not going to happen. I'm hopeful that at the end of the day, states can re-engineer their systems, states can allocate more staff, but that needs money. So states need their taxes to be paid so that they can collect money, or states might need low interest loans or zero interest loans from the federal government, and that's something that they are working towards. I'm hopeful that all of this gets sorted out. And with that being said, I appreciate you all for watching this video. I hope this was useful. Once again, check out the other videos on unemployment benefits on my channel. And please click the subscribe button below. Please click notifications. I release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time on most days of the week. I'm looking forward to having you watch the new videos and check out the new videos. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next training video. Don't forget to smash that like button. Thanks a lot.